Hey everybody, welcome to Co-op Entertainment's review of the movie Ant-Man. I'm Sean.
I'm Bennett.
And let's get straight to it, guys. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review. Bennett.
Warning, so don't watch it if you want to see this movie.
Yeah.
Watch it until after.
Let's get into it. What are your positives of this movie? What did you like about it?
Action for sure. Storyline was very clear, precise. It flowed really smoothly. And then the fact that Stan Lee was actually, in the end, I was waiting for his big moment. And they finally put him at the end, so I was like, you know what, he's always in there. And I was like really looking to see him like in the middle, even in the beginning. But now they actually put him in this time, which is a little bit different. Caught me off guard, but it was cool.
It was almost like you forgot that he was going to be in it.
Yeah.
Until they showed it.
Like,
It was pretty.
Gotta add me.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
What about you, man? What about your positives?
I like that it was different than pretty much every other Marvel film there was. They've been doing this lately with some of the films, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't like any of the other Marvel movies.
No, it was completely off.
Captain America, Winter Soldier wasn't like any of the other Marvel movies. They've been doing this, and I like what they did with this one. This one is a heist movie, but at the same time, it's has that same Marvel,
comic book style SKU.
It has the Marvel feeling to it, so it's different though. So I like that a lot. Paul Rudd, he is believable as this character.
Yeah, he works out really well. His
comedy isn't like him trying to make yuck jokes, and they come off naturally with the dialogue between him and his crew with Michael Pena and T.I. and the other dude. I don't know who the other dude was, but like they're just dialogue. It came off natural. It was funny.
Yeah.
And it didn't have to. They didn't have to go for the jokes. Those just the silly jokes to make that. Yeah.
Nice.
It just came off naturally. So I liked that as well. I thought the action and the way that they styled the film, like in those action sequences when he's going from big to small punches and things like that.
Special effects were amazing.
Yeah. They did
cool.
some what they're calling it, I guess, is like micro filming in this one, and this is like the first movie that they've ever really done this type of filming in, and so that's pretty awesome, this new type of filming that they did. I really enjoyed that. So some of my positives overall was just really enjoyable with all those things I mentioned combined. I really enjoyed it. Now let's jump to some of the cons, some of the negatives, some things you didn't agree with entirely, Bennett.
Con-wise, I think that Hank Pym could have been a little bit more of a scientist guy.
What do you mean by scientist?
I mean scientist. Well, maybe I should probably rephrase that. He could have been more believable. Like all of his lines were like very like to the point. Like his dialogue was like okay, but he's like, it's because I hate you. Like when he was talking to Cross, he's discussing. He's like, what do you think? When he's talking in the lab, he's like, I'm sorry, in the house, he's talking about what did you see in me as a person? He's like, I saw myself. And then he's like, well, why? And he's like, because I don't like myself. Or he's like, I saw too much of myself. Okay. And I was like, I don't know, he was too short on his dialogue. There was like really, I don't know. I feel like his character could have had just a little bit more elaboration for where his background's coming from as a scientist.
So you wanted him to say more elongated, like, sentences with maybe bigger words and things like that?
Kind of make him more of a scientific character that he was. He was more just like, I'm an old guy and I created this suit and so on and so forth.
Well, I think that there are certain aspects like that you probably have a point that there are maybe certain times where they could have done that, but at the same time, the plot was, like you said earlier, was pretty straightforward, and it was this is this, which they didn't need a lot of the science stuff, except for when they did mention the science stuff, they kind of said like, oh, okay, well, he knocked out those other guys when they, I gave him a Xanax, to help him sleep.
Oh, yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. So was there anything else that could have been better done, more well done?
I thought that, the action was spot on, the special effects were good, story was good, and let's see, con-wise, I think they could have maybe added in a couple more Avengers in there besides besides Falcon.
Besides Captain Falcon?
I was gonna say Captain Falcon.
Yeah, besides Falcon.
Besides Falcon.
In there,
yeah, that was really cool. That was a good spoiler.
Spoiler alert, they did have more Avengers in there, but we'll get to that a little later. So that's about it for you. Want maybe more of the world on the outside universe, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, for me, my cons, they aren't many, but I actually think that that's part of my pro. The fact that there isn't a lot of Avengers in there the mention of the Avengers or the outside universe is very minimal, and that's why it's its own movie. You know, it's its standalone film. Like, you don't need this film to fall into the world, the universe. So that's one of my pros, I think. I guess for you, negative. That's fine. Agree to disagree. One of my cons, I guess you could say, would be that I want more action.
Really? Do you feel like there's enough action?
It felt like the action didn't really pick up until the third act, and so overall I liked what the whole structure of the movie was, but a little bit more action in the beginning, the first act, and the second act, just a little bit more, maybe like one little set piece. I think in the first act, the only action that I can think of is him getting punched in prison, which was all like it's all for it's all for show.
Yeah.
And then him right after that, like doing a couple turns on the side of the to the house to turn off the alarm. Yeah, which wasn't even very advanced parkour. So like for me, a little bit more action. Like, I know it's a heist movie, but it's still...
Well, he's a burglar, not a thief, so he doesn't have that skill.
But there could have been shown something. The thing that I noticed where they could have elaborated on that more in my eyes is when they were making this film, they were showing some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. They were showing a lot of, you know, the old stuff from Vietnam and whatnot, and they showed they showed a little bit of that, but it was all like recordings. I thought they were gonna do maybe some flashbacks and show the old Hank Pym Ant-Man like really kicking some butt, which would have been cool, like a flashback. Maybe if they would have thrown some of those in there, maybe that action would have been like, oh well, nice, great.
Yeah, that's one of my cons too. Is that some of the scenes they kept it really short, like real short.
But so I mean, like action-wise, like that's one of my things. The shortness of some scenes that you're mentioning, I think they spent a good portion of this film, the first act, second act, developing these characters, and so I'm okay with that. They didn't show a lot of the action, but they developed the characters. But I wish it would have been a little bit more balanced, I guess you could say. Other than that, I didn't have many more cons. I thought it was pretty well acted. All the characters did what they had to do. They were all believable. So that's the only con I had.
I mean, I walked in there with a Guardians of the Galaxy feel because I wasn't set up, because this isn't your normal, you know, Marvel movie. Like, this is going to be one of those movies like, oh, I'm going to go see Black Panther, or I'm going to go see Ant-Man, or like, I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy. It's, like you said before, when we discussed about it, it's different from any other Marvel film. It's a standalone film, so this is an entry into what's going to be
it definitely falls into the
Infinity War. So
no, Civil War.
Civil War.
It definitely is a film that's going to fall into line with all the other films and connect the universe. But you could always watch this. The type of film you could watch by itself. You don't necessarily need to know everything else.
Yeah.
Let's jump on to some of the overall thoughts of it and some of the stuff that we saw that are spoilers. We'll get into their score after all this. So let's talk about some of the spoiler stuff that we really liked in there and some of our overall thoughts. Name a couple things that you really liked overall about this film, that just like reasons that you came out of there, some feelings that you had.
I actually liked the film based on Falcon was in there, so we saw some action between rival characters, so that was pretty cool. Kind of like what we did in the Avengers side. That was awesome.
That was good.
I like the fact that they incorporated the Avengers, a couple of Avengers in there.
The new Avengers, the new Avengers. Where they're stationed at.
It wasn't a main Avenger. It was, you know, it was supposed to be Tony Stark's warehouse or Howard Stark's warehouse.
Yeah.
Ended up being the Avenger Industries.
The Avengers training center.
Yeah.
Well,
the recruiting center.
He's a main Avenger now. He's one of the new. They're not calling them the New Avengers because there's a comic, The New Avengers, but they're essentially the New Avengers, and he is an Avenger. So
I think that's cool that they added him.
Yeah.
They also had reference to Hydra, which is from Captain America.
Yeah.
So that was really cool that we saw them incorporating into this whole Tony Stark like complex, with ascertaining.
Well, Hydra wasn't in the complex. Hydra was in Pym Technologies when they're trying to sell the weapons.
Okay.
And it was more than a reference. It was him trying to sell the stuff to them. So to me, that's like a full-fledged involvement.
Cameo, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like, if you watch like Shield and stuff like that, the TV show, which it got better in the second season, but if you watch that show, Hydra in the show is like pretty much dismantled. So the fact that they're still showing that Hydra has a presence in the films it almost contradicts the TV show.
Is it really?
Yeah, almost
That's
a little
weird.
bit. Like in the movie, the fact that Hydra, I'm pointing back here because the theaters are here. The fact that Hydra's able to buy this for billions of dollars, to me says that Hydra still has a bigger
Involvement in,
the whole universe than like
maybe there'll be
bigger than we know. Yeah,
maybe this will pop up during Civil War. Maybe
I'm sure they will,
have
'cause
a
you
play
got-
in Infinity War as well.
in Civil War you have Baron Baron Zemo. So I mean, right there you're gonna have a big player from Hydra and those type of villains, antagonists. But was there anything else, like overall feelings? How did you feel overall about this film?
I thought it was good. It had its, it had its funny moments. It had its parts where it like really broke the scene with, Scott Lang's like awkwardness between the father and the son, and he's like, man, I just ruined the moment, didn't I? And they're like, yeah.
The father and the daughter, you mean?
The father and the, I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
father and the father and the daughter. But so that was good. There was something that you actually mentioned to me, like hovered, like you whispered me, like, oh, that's so and so. Like, tell me about that. You were when they're sitting down on the bench. And he was like, I know a guy. I know a couple of people at the very
Oh
end.
yeah. One of the things, there's a few mentions in here, just kind of like in Captain America: Winter Soldier, how they mentioned Stephen Strange, which is the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. They mention when they're kind of Michael Pena is doing his really fast, like, so I know a guy, and he was like, oh, all right, Holmes, and I got this person, he's behind the curtains, and he does this whole thing, and I'm not trying to
get really excited.
Yeah, and I get really excited. The girl had the big boobs, and
they were moderate.
No, that's what he said though.
Oh.
He said that stuff, and so he's doing his whole spiel, and he says that this girl, which is a journalist, states that we have all these new kinds of people. Who you're talking about? We got people that climb walls, that jump, and that swing. And I was like, dude, that's freaking Spider-Man she's talking about. Because I mean, they did everything with locking down their Spider-Man, their director. They're working on their Spider-Man, their director. They're working on their writers. They got that, so they threw that in there. I'm sure they just filmed that after, either they just filmed that recently, or they had planned all along, like they had talks with Sony. So that's cool that they threw that in there. I'm glad they did. That was a nice little mention, a little Easter egg. The overall feeling about this movie, though, I mean, like, I was really happy with what it was. The fact that it's its own film, like I said, it's its own standalone film. It can fit into the Marvel universe, but at the same time, it can be its own thing. To me, that means a lot. Like, for this film, it means it's gonna stand on its own legs. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to.
You did there.
What?
Stand on its own leg because it's Ant-Man.
No, that's a saying.
Oh.
But I have a feeling like this movie is gonna be able to do its own thing, just like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, in Guardians of the Galaxy, like, there is a connection to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's not overbearing. And the same thing with this one; it's its own movie, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. As much as I love all the Marvel films so far, I like the difference in the way that it can do that. So I'm really pleased with this film. I've been hearing a lot of good reviews about it lately, and I had my expectations at a little bit higher, and I was glad Peyton Reed was able to come in here and knock it out of the park. They lost Edgar Wright, the original director. And
yeah, they had a lot of setbacks for this.
Yeah, and you would think like something like that would really mess it up and might just throw it down the drain. But Peyton Reed, when I heard that he was going to direct it, and I knew what he had done before, I was like, oh man, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but you know what? After watching this film, I'm really happy with it. Cameos, like we were talking about, Stan Lee made his appearance at the end. I was really happy with that. The Easter eggs they mentioned in there. It's a really good film, man. Let's get down to the scores now.
Okay.
What would you give this out of 10?
Probably give it an 8.5. It was really enjoyable.
8 or 8.5?
8.5.
You took a breath there.
I know, I was like
8.5.
So yeah, I thought that the movie was really enjoyable. There was action in there. There's some good honorable mentions with the Falcon scene and going to the Avengers recruitment center. So that was really cool. And then having the whole story actually flow well. Even when they're fighting in the daughter's bedroom, and he brings Thomas the Train to life, and it goes out comes out of the freaking house, and you're just like, seeing this huge giant ant just walk by, and you're just like, what the fuck? fuck, this
It
is
was awesome and freaky at the same time with
Yeah,
the eyes
yeah,
going
no-
back and forth.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it was that would really creep me out. But anyway, so it was good. It was definitely worth watching. It does have a Guardians of the Galaxy feel, so I even recommend it if if you're kind of feeling like iffy about it. I say just go see it with an open mind. That's how I walked into it. So I give it 8.5. What about you, Sean?
I'm right there with you, man. 8.5. It's a different type of film, and usually the heist films that I'm used to, Ocean's 10, 11, 13, 11, 12, 13. I'm used to like the Snatch,
Like Italian Job.
stuff like that. So it's not mixing as much comedy in there as well, but this had its own flavor. It had the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. I enjoyed it. It makes me want to see it again. I want to see it again. Give me a week or two to see it because I want to let this rush of feelings die down. But I enjoyed it a lot. I'm right there with you, 8.5. It's a good film. It's a standalone film. And it fits as well right into the big cinematic universe of Marvel. So I'm really happy with this film. I thought it was a really well done film. Really
Cool.
happy with it.
So
I'm
let's
definitely gonna be picking this one up, of course, when it comes out on Blu-ray to see all those
I'm thinking about
extras.
starting my own collection actually, just starting like getting all the Avengers, all the cinematic movies. That way you can just have it all in collection. So I think that might be a good idea. So let's just before we actually end this video, let's just talk about like our thoughts on where that might lead with the ending spoilers. So we saw that the end credits, we have the Wasp.
Well, the first one, you have what the setup is. Hank Pym giving Hope, his daughter, a new suit for the Wasp. His wife, Janet, was the Wasp originally. In this one, Hope is now going to be the Wasp, and it's going to lead to, we saw some smoochy
Some Ant-Man
with
scene, yeah.
Ant-Man at the end there, so this is going to be great. So in the cinematic universe
I know
of
what you're
Marvel,
talking about. That was all Hope.
you're gonna see the Wasp and Ant-Man, joining the bigger universe. I mean, in Captain America: Civil War, it's all Paul Rudd, his Ant-Man, Scott Lang is already in there. They're already filming and he's there, so that's really cool. And then I think that's gonna add another dimension, especially with another strong female character.
Definitely.
That's
For the
gonna
Avengers,
be
That's not just Scarlett Johansson.
and I think her character can probably do more than Scarlett Johansson's character because
She has his suit.
that allows her to do different
These-
things.
yeah.
So I like that. The second, what about that? What about you? Did you see anything?
I
in
thought
there
it was
that
cool. I like this. I
Yeah.
really like that suit.
The colors on it were pretty
Dude,
cool,
it was
man.
like awesome. I was like thinking, it's gonna be black and it's gonna be like this dark, like red, violet, crimson color. Nah, it was completely like red, white, blue. No,
That's what I was thinking.
It was red,
almost-
blue, and gold.
It
I was
almost
like, damn,
had
that's
like
kinda
some
cool.
American like flag like on the shoulder part right here, and then right down like the down like the
Yeah.
trimming or something
Yeah.
like that, like the edging.
Yeah.
It looked like it had some red, some blue, and
Some gold
it
on the
looked,
chest,
and then
too.
gold
It's
on the
cool.
chest parts. I bet Evangeline Lilly's gonna look damn sexy in that. She's a good-looking woman, man. I loved her in the Hobbit,
All right, so
the
what
Hobbit
you?
movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
You didn't know that was
that's
her?
where she's from.
She's also
Oh
from the
my
show
God.
Lost.
Oh, see, I don't watch that.
Okay, well, I never watched either.
But I've watched.
she's,
Okay,
yeah,
no,
and she's
yeah,
from
like
the
the
movie.
one. No, she's
She's
one
the
baby, no.
girl that Legolas likes.
Oh,
But
dude.
she likes the
Yeah,
dwarf.
she's so hot. Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
okay.
Okay, now we're on the same page.
And then the second credit scenes was.
It was right after, which is after the credits.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys stay tuned to that.
So this one's picking up from after Winter Soldier, where Captain America and Falcon are both still looking for the Winter Soldier. They found him. They've got him, and they've caught him, and they don't know what to do with him. It seems what they're trying to do is they're trying to take him.
Brainwash him.
Or either that, unbrainwash. Well, probably help him out, but also probably get him back to the facility. So I'm thinking when they mention, hey, I got a guy. So you know how he said, I don't want Captain to find out about him getting beat up.
Yeah.
So he never told Captain America that he met Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. I'm thinking Ant-Man's
So
gonna try to go.
he's gonna tell like, hey, we could shrink him, put him in a box or something. He won't be able to hurt nobody, and we'll like take him back to the facility. That's what I'm thinking. And
But I think Winter Soldier is so deranged. Like what?
No, I think that they're trying to get him back though. They're trying to take him.
for sure.
Yeah,
They're trying
and
to
that's
get-
why he's saying, I have a guy, so we can like
Shrink him.
round this guy up. We're gonna shrink him probably. I don't know.
Carry him.
Use the intelligence
Distance.
of Hank Pym and use something to get him back to the facility. That's what I think it is.
And then they're really deconstructed from there.
Go from there, try to help him. this leads in perfectly right into the Captain America Civil War, because he's gonna probably play an integral part of that film, Bucky. Because I mean, Bucky is essentially Captain America, you know, with a fake arm. You know, he could do what Captain America do. He just has like a little less heart. I mean, Captain America has the pure heart, and Bucky's like
wild,
figuring things out still. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing where it goes from there. But what it's doing is leading perfectly into Civil War. It doesn't give you too much information about Civil War, mind you, but it's leading into it. It's bringing the character back.
So I think that'll be interesting to see. Maybe that's one of the scenes that they'll actually show in Civil War. That's just a little clip of it, which would be really awesome if
that's done. That clip is done. That's like a one shot. That's just the extra scene and they're gonna go from there. They won't show that. They won't show that in Civil War. They've never showed an exact scene, end credit scene in the next film or anything. So they won't show that in there. But now we're at the point where when we watch Civil War next year in May, we know where we're at now. We know that there's Wasp, we know there's Ant-Man, we know that they got Winter Soldier, and
who else is part of Civil War?
Well,
Ant-Man.
They like I said, the Easter egg with Spider-Man. He's gonna be in there. You got Black Panther.
So he's gonna Spider-Man's actually gonna have to be a part of Civil War before they actually have the Spider-Man movie, which is gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
because they're
he's gonna differently. He's gonna
cameo.
He's gonna be in one film before his film, which is the only thing left is Civil War. And then I think there is, I want to say Black Panther is before his film, but I could be wrong about that. But so he's going to be in Civil War. General Hurt, Thaddeus, whatever from Hulk, William Hurt, he's going to be in there again. General Ross, that's the name.
Gotcha.
Dude, they got like everybody in the cinematic universe except for like Thor, the Hulk, the big dogs. Everybody else they got to have in there because they have to have this tension. They have to have this story told. So if you have Hulk or Thor on your team in the Civil War, it's hard to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they'd have to fight each other the whole time essentially. So overall, we got some good end credit scenes. We both really enjoy the movie.
Definitely.
We both think that you guys should check it out. We had some pros, we had some cons.
It's fun to buy for DVD. For sure.
Yeah, we both enjoyed it. I want to go see it again.
I'll probably wait till it's DVD, but I liked it.
Yeah, we both had a good time. So what that does for us here is that wraps this up for you guys.
That's a wrap.
Check out all of our other content on the YouTube channel. Follow us on our Facebook, Twitter page, and
don't forget to share this video, guys.
Share it, everything. Let us know if you want to join us next time we do one of these movie nights. We got Mission Impossible coming up later on this month. I think that's in a week or two. You have Fantastic Four in August.
Yeah.
So we got some pretty cool, pretty interesting films coming up. You know, we'll be posting about it.
Definitely.
So come out and join us.
Keep it posted. Make sure to share it with your friends.
Yeah.
You know the drill.
Yeah, guys. So I'm Sean.
I'm Bennett.
We'll see you later, guys.
See you soon.
Peace.